Hi and welcome to Visual Basic tutorial of an inventory management system. Let me show you guys how this project works. I'm going to reset, and if I select an item that we are meant to loan, there you can see the item code, the cost per day, and how many days would you like to borrow it for. Minimum is 1, and let's assume we want to go for 175 days. There we go. Okay, credit limit that you can have there is 20, 175 days, and you get a discount of 10%. Okay, what you pay per day, £71 per day, and you have any check? Yes. Payment due? No. Did you deposit anything? No. And method of payment, let's assume that is a Visa card, and this is checked. You accept the term of agreement. Okay, if you don't want any mail to be sent to you, and right there, as soon as you select how many days, you see date of application, next credit review, last credit review, and so on. It's all displayed right there. Okay, now you can just, let's assume we change that. Can you see that? So all we just need to do is click on total, and there we go. So what I'm going to do right now is to take you guys into Visual Basic development environment, and we'll put one of these very beautiful tutorial together. So let's do that now, guys. Okay guys, let's click on create new project, and right here make sure you select Visual Basic, click on that, and let's click on next. Now let's give our application a name. I'm going to call that VB_ inventory system there, and let's click on create. Okay, our development environment is ready. The next thing is, let's go straight to the properties right here and set the font size to 1386 by 800, and click on OK. The next thing is, let's come straight to the toolbar here, and I need panel. Let's draw a panel there. Go to the property and enhance the look of this panel. So let's go to border. I'm going to make that fixed 3D. I can now copy this panel across, one here, and bring that right down, and copy this. Now copy this here, bring this down, and copy it from above here. There we go. My panel development is ready. Okay, now let's go to the tools here and add some components on board. So the first one, I'm going to go for label. I need label here, and let's just copy that label here. Okay, I'm going to change the size of these two labels to something a little bit readable. Let's come in here and just make that maybe about 16. Right, make that bold 16. That's fine. And also I'm going to need more labels here. I need some here, and about 5 here. Hold down the control, click and drag. Right, that's fine. And I need 4 of those somewhere here, and another 4 here. Right, let's grab some TextBox on board. TextBox here, one here. ComboBox. Okay, ComboBox, one here and one here. Now we need a couple of ComboBox underneath here. Right, I need 5 up here, and one more here. Yeah, 2 ComboBox here, and TextBox here, and 1 here. Okay, position that here. That's fine. All right, that's looking good. Now we need CheckBox. Need 4 CheckBox. Grab that, and that very checkbox should be inside. Let's copy this. I want it inside the panel. Right click and drag. We need 4 of those really. There. And rich text box. 1 rich text box here and 1 rich text box here. Bring that down. Okay, that's fine. And move this up a little bit. And right underneath here, I'm gonna need as follows: 1, 2, and 3. And select those 3, click and drag. And let's go into the properties and change the look of those ones to something that looks like a text box. So background color white, border style fixed 3D, auto size, make that false. There we go. So I can then get rid of the text content I have in there, and this here will be, let's call that total, and the next one is going to be subtotal, and here that should be task. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to kind of like speed up the naming of the whole interface and get back to you. But before I do that, let's come in here. I need some buttons there. Let's grab 3 of those. Right, 1, 2, and 3 there. If I run it now, this is what you guys will see. Right there, guys, this is how the interface is looking. So all I just need to do now is to give them proper names, and I'll get back to you guys. You can all do that without any problem. So let's give them all a name. So the very first one here, this is going to be known as product description. So let's do that, then I'll speed up the rest. So that will be description. There we go. That's the very first one. And this is number of days. This is going to be known as cost per day. Let's put pound sign there. Cost per day, and this one is product code. Yeah, so I'm going to now speed up the whole process and get back to you guys shortly. Okay guys, this is how my interface looks now. So what I'm going to do is start work with the coding. But one thing first, you see these checkbox, I'm going to delete those. Let's change those to DateTimePicker. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing for this one, and let's just enhance the look of each of them. Drag it and come straight to the properties, increase the size of the font. So let's make that a little bit bold. There we go, all sorted. Now let's start work with some coding. So first thing first, double click on the exit button and let's declare a variable iExit as dialog results, and come right down here. iExit equals message box dot show the following message. Let's say confirm. Confirm if you want to exit. So let's say comma, and let's give that a name, inventory system, comma again, and use the following method, message box buttons dot yes or no. So that will give the user an option to select whatever method they want to use, and the other one is message box icon dot information. I'm going to use information. There we go. Now let's use an if statement to validate what option the user makes. If I exit equals dialog result dot yes, then application dot exit. You can always write application dot exit, but however the end user might end up making a mistake. That's why I prefer it this way. So the system will actually prompt you to confirm if you want to exit or not. So let's run it and we'll see how it works. There we go, guys. So let's try out the exits. Click on exit button. There we go. Nope, that was a mistake. Exit, yes, confirmed. That's good. Okay, as you can see, you saw the information. So if I run it again, you'll see what I mean by the information. Click on that, you see the information icon. Supposing I change it to some other type of icon. So let's assume I change that to question.q. That's a question. Close that, and what you will see, the icon will be question mark. Click, you see question mark. The choice is yours, whatever you want to use. I just want to enter information. That might not be the ideal one, but that's just what I want to enter. So that's fine. Okay, now you know how to change that around. So let's come in here. You see the reset button. Double click on the reset. With the reset button, I'm going to start as follows. Let's say chk. Okay, let's go for dot checked. I'm going to make that false equals false. There. So I'm just going to copy that to speed that up. Copy. The next one is going to be chk, that paste. Now chk, let's go for restricted mail, paste, and chk, so terms of agreement, paste. Now the next one, let's go for txt product. Okay, cost dot clear. The choice is yours. You can use that txt pay due date dot clear as well, and you can also use txt product code dot text equals clear. You can clear it like that. The choice is yours. One more txt there dot test. There. Now the next one, let's use lbl subtotal dot equals clear. lbl dot text clear, and lbl total dot text equals clear as well. So we're making a very good start. So the next one is, let's take care of the DateTimePicker. So DateTimePicker, so I'm going to reset those to, let's say dot value equals today, just in case if I change them. So there's 4 of those. I'm just going to copy that and change the numbers around. Number 2, 3, and 4. The DateTimePicker sorted. And now CMB, let's say account dot text, really dot text equals select an option. Right there. And I will repeat the same thing for the other ComboBox. There we go. Those are all the ComboBox taken care of. Now let's take care of the rich text box. RT information dot clear. There. RT receipt dot clear. There. So those are the lines of code for my reset buttons. Okay, let's move that up a little bit so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. Right, there we go. All right, that's looking good. Now let's come back in here. Next one we want to take care of now, or before we do any other thing, let's just run it and you guys see how it works anyway. There we go. If we change this, there's nothing in there. There's something, nothing in here. So let's say we add some stuff in here. And let's see. Let's assume we change this date around. We should be able to reset it back to today's date. Right. Have I taken care of this? Let's see. Okay, there we go. You see how it works? That's fine. Reset is working. I'm going to exit out and let's double click on the form itself. And what I want to do is when I click on this checkbox, I want some items to be displayed on them. So let's double click on that on the form again, and the very first thing I will do is the very first thing will be dim. Let's say number of item. Now let's go for number of days. I'm going to make that an integer. Right, and let's use a for loop. Okay, right here I'm going to say for number of days equals 1 to 365, and let's say CMB number of days dot items dot add. Okay, and whatever we adding is the number of days. Right, that is fine. But the problem is if I run this system now and click on that, all you guys will see is number of days all over the place, which I don't think is good enough. Okay, let me show it to you guys. Number of days is all over the place. That's not good enough. So let's make it between 1 and 30 something. So I'm going to use what is known as step. So let's say step equals 29. Yeah, that should be up here. Bring that up here. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, step 29. So if I run it now, you'll see it is into, I think it's going to be from 1 to 29 or 1 to 30 and so on. You see that, guys? So that's much better. And the next one, I'm just going to copy this. Okay, the next one, that's going to be Q. For letter Q, okay, let's change this one to Q as well, and that is going to be 0 to 50. Let's say we have 0 to 50, and I'm going to make that step 5, and that is supposed to be for the limit. Now let's make that step 10, and that is meant to be, there's a credit limit, CMB credit limit. Right, CMB credit limit, initially that will be 0, so let's add the zeros to it. Dot text equals 0. That is fine. So the next one is, let me go for CMB, that will be set discount. CMB set discount. Right, and that will be dot text, the first value of the discount is going to be 0 as well. Yeah, so now, and discount, let's start from 5 and up to maybe 25. Right, from 0 to 25, that's fine. Okay, so here we want to, let's say we'll go for D here for discount, and D here for discount as well. That's fine. Okay, okay, I'm gonna run it. There we go. So let's see, in here there's nothing there yet. We have this here, so Oh, we need to change that, and this is the discount. That is the limit, is the discount. This, I have that twice. Yeah, there we go. Does it get rid of that? Yeah, if I run it now, that should have been rectified. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, now let's come down here. We need that of the product, so let's say CMB product. Where is it? Right there. Product description dot item dot add, and the very first item, I'm going to call that a little more. Right, that's my very first item, so let's just copy that for the rest. Let's add maybe 3 now. There we go. And one more thing here. For your information, all of this is just straight on the form load. So when the form load up, all of those instructions are loaded on board. So let's say the description, product description equals select an item. Right. Okay, that's the product description. Then the other one is, I'm going to say CM the credit limit. I want it to load up as follows. The text equals validate account. Right. Now CMB credit check, that should have yes, no as well. Okay, dot item dot yes, no. Copy instead of typing. So that'll be yes, and there's gonna be no as well. Right. No. And the other one, let's go for CMB deposit dot text equals deposit. Paste, and let's just copy yes, no, none of this. Then we change it around. So in here, that's going to be deposit paid, and in here change all of this. Right. And one more. We'll get rid of this. So that's fine. Okay, let's speed that up. So come in here and just there. Alright. Now the next thing I want to do is I'll now double click on this and add as follows. There we go. See, added that for the checkbox. The other checkbox is just to highlight whatever we have on the checkbox, the labels on the checkbox when it's clicked. I want it to be printed on the wish text box. So run it and let's see. So if I click on this, that's it. You see the text content here is printed or is displayed on the wish text box. The same thing here. Alright, that's fine. Okay, so if you guys want to have a good look at the lines of codes, and those are the lines of code for the product as well. All of the item on the product is changed. So that is all with the form load. Now let's get back in here. You see this product display, double click on this product display. Okay, now let's use an if statement to validate the item selected. If CMB product display dot text equals, no, that should be an equals one more, there should be a W here, there. Then I want as follows. Let's say txt product code equals let's say 30, just say 039. Good. And what about the cost? GST cost. The text equals, I'm gonna go for 12. Yeah, right. This should be dot text here. Now, what else do we need? Let's say txt paid you date dot text equals, let's convert that to currency anyway, format. Let's see, format to currency. And what we format into currency is going to be txt cost dot text. Right, so that's fine. Okay, if I run it now, this is what you guys will see. Supposing I select learn more there, you see that. Okay, so let's repeat the same thing for the others. So all I just need to do is to use else if. There we go. Okay, take a good look at those lines of code. Let's get rid of these. Alright, so let's come in here, run that again so that you guys see that. So whatever item selected there. Okay, that's fine. Now let's take care of number of days based on whatever is selected here. Now close that. Come right here, double click on number of days. In the case of the number of days, I'm going to start by saying txt, that will be sets date due date dot text equals, let's say by value, whatever we have inside is ComboBox, and that is going to be number of days dot text. Right, now come right down here. I will now maybe declare, let's say dim q as integer, and that is going to be by value number of days. Paste that in there. To make this date and time picker do something for me, let's say DateTimePicker. Anytime I select whatever value inside this ComboBox, I like the DateTimePicker. I'm going to start with number 2. I'll leave number 1 as the correct date dot value. Okay, and we want that to be equals to DateTimePicker. Let's just copy this. I just want to add 2 to add number of days to it. Equals DateTimePicker dot value dot add days. And what days do I want to add? I want to add whatever I have inside Q there, and let's divide that by 2. That will be the date for the next review. Let's copy this and change that around. And last date of the review will be 4, and change this to 3, then followed by Q, and this one will tell us how many days when you borrow an item or when you loan an item on a fixed price, dates to be for the item to be returned. So if I run it now, this is what you guys will see. There we go. That's the current date, but let's select whatever date here. Okay, look at that, it's working anyway. I'm going to use if statement to determine the rest anyway, but this one is working right now. Okay, let's say, all right, you see that is working fine. Okay, now let's come right underneath here and use an if statement. If date time, if by value number of dates greater than, or also let's say less than and equals to 59. Close that. This is what I want the system to do for me. CMB credit limit equals 10. Dot text equals 10. Now CMD, let's say set discount. In this case that is going to be 0 because it's less than we expected, so no discount is going to be given for that. Right, so all I'm just going to do now is to copy and change the rest around. Copy this and use else if, paste that there. If it's 117,107, so that should give us, let's say that is 20 and the discount is going to be 5. Right, let's go for 175. Copy, paste, and paste again, and this one will be 175. In that case, if it's 175, this is going to be 20 and this will be, let's make this 10. Now let's change this to that. The limit in this case will be 30 and this one can be maybe 40 and this is 15. And in this case, let's say we have 200 and something here, 200 plus. Supposing we have more than 200 plus, so I'm just going to copy and change that around. And another one, there we go. Okay, that's how that looks like. So if I run that now, let's run it and see. And right here, first of all, let's select the item we intend to borrow, and that's a cement mixer. Come right here. For how many days? Let's say 200 plus. There we go. Look at that, and the discount you get, and so on. We can just add that. Okay, every other thing is set. The only bit that is left for us now is the total. So let's take care of the total. Reset, exit. So let's go out here and double click on the total. Instead, double click on total, and right there the first thing is I'm going to declare as follows: dim discount as double. There. Now LBL subtotal, the text equals by value, and that is going to be CMB number of days, the text. Then want to multiply that by value txt cost dot text. Right, that's taken care of. Now let's use this our variable here to work out whatever discount we get. And discount itself equals LBL subtotal the text. Let's multiply that by whatever discounts we have inside CMB set discount dot text, and let's divide that by 100. Okay, I'm going to put that in a bracket and put this in a bracket as well. Cover this up. Right. Okay, that is that. Now that is done. Let's say LBL subtotal the text equals LBL subtotal the text minus whatever discount dot text. minus discount. So that will officially give us the discount. That will give us the subtotal, not the discount, once the discount is deducted. Okay, what about tax? TXE LBL tax dot text equals LBL subtotal dot text. Let's say the tax is 0.2, 0.2, maybe 3, whatever. Alright, we now have our tax. Now let's go for the total. LBL total dot text equals LBL subtotal. Subtotal. And now we're going to have to work this out. Dot text. And now let's come in here and say LBL total equals LBL total plus subtotal LBL subtotal multiplied by 2. Okay, here, copy all of this. Yep, that is correct. Now that is done, we now want to convert everything here. Copy this, paste it here, paste subtotal as well, and total. So total equals formats to currency whatever we have inside. So that will be whatever we have inside here. Paste that in there. Okay, and we're going to repeat the same thing for the others. Paste and paste, and then change it to this is tax, and this one is subtotal. Subtotal. Right, that is that done. So when I run the program now, this is what you guys will see. Select whatever item for how long, and select any of these, click on total. There we go. You add this together and you get that. That's correct. Now we need our receipt to work. So right underneath here, so I'm just going to say RT receipts dot append. And what are we appending? First of all, let's append the description, and come here and say plus VB tab. How many tabs? Let's go for about 3. Another VB tab plus CMB product description dot text plus VB new line. There we go. That is all done. So I'm just going to copy that and change the rest around. There. Let's just speed that up. And there guys, that's the whole lines of codes completed for the total. So I'm now going to run it and let's see how it's going to look like. Okay, select an item to be borrowed. Electric generator. For how many days? Let's say we're going for 88 days plus, and all of those are checked. Then here, whatever, let's say no. Okay, yes, no. Deposit, no deposit. How we paying? Let's say direct debit. Okay, and the date automatically set. Account open, no. And let's click on total. There we go, guys. And that is how inventory system is developed in Visual Basic 2019. With that, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it, and please do subscribe, and if you would like to be a member, you are highly welcome. There are also some merchandise on board, and for those of you who are members of my channel, thank you, and I'll get in touch with you guys shortly. You all have a nice day now. Bye for now.